Satchel had the Midnight Creeper. He had the Two Humper. He had the Bat Dodger. He had the Hesitation Pitch. He had the Long Tom, the Short Tom, the Jump Ball, the Trouble Ball, the Radio Ball, the Wobbly Ball, the Dipsy Doo. And my favorite, he had one that he famously called his B-Ball. And I always pose this question to my guests. Do you know why he called it the B-Ball? As Satchel would say, it bees where I want it to be, when I want it to be there.
Accurate history is teaching white Americans how white slave owners raped, beat, humiliated, mutilated, murdered, and cannibalized their slaves. Accurate history is teaching that George Washington's false teeth were made out of his slaves' teeth. Accurate history is teaching that Abraham Lincoln may have said some words and signed some shit, but he did not physically do anything to free the slaves. The white abolitionists also often get almost total credit for freeing the slaves. I bet you've never even asked yourself what the slaves were doing to free themselves, and the answer to that is most of the fucking work, including giving the ultimatum of war. But then we get a bunch of white people mad that their kids might feel guilty if we teach real history. It's not about your white child's feelings. Teaching accurate history isn't about white people's feelings, but that does sound like something that someone who's only ever been taught a white glorifying version of history would counter with. Ask why we ever felt like we needed to curate a false version of what white people did and did not do to black people to begin with. And then ask yourself why white-ass politicians are verbally attacking real history by calling it slurs, which is, by default, also the act of calling black people slurs.
This is a list of things we use today that was created to disenfranchise black people. Starting out strong with insurance. Black people is actually the very first capital to be insured in this country. Next, we can talk about to-go plates. Back when it was no longer legal for for white people to say they don't want black people in their establishments, it was like, all right, we can give them some plates and they can get the fuck on. Next is credit scores. Because before black people attempted to get credit in such a large amount, it was just open, willy-nilly, so much so that there was a fucking stock crash. Credit scores were created to make it hard for black people to secure a home loan. And back in the day, they actually came with a requirement of a reference, which leads us into our next thing. References. References was created back when vagrancy laws prohibited black people from being unemployed and made them sign labor contracts. In order to have a labor contract and be employed by a white planter, you had to have references from your last, basically owner. Mind you, these were free people, but free was used extremely loosely. Next is invoices, treadmills. Now, the treadmill was used as a punishment for slaves, and it was actually a machine. They called it the everlasting staircase or something like that. And it was like, it churned, I think it was like corn and cotton. Like it processed corn and cotton. But if you look it up, it's basically a large, almost like Stairmaster, if you will. But that's where the treadmill derived from. Next, college tuitions. Next is bar exams and exams alike. Before, you could actually enter any profession if you just went to college and you consider yourself a lawyer. But once black people started doing it, they had to put some type of other requirement to make it harder for us to get in there. Next is butter pecan ice cream, picnics. A lot of people don't know, but picnics actually took place on Sundays for a reason. A lot of these picnics took place outside of a black church or near a black church. And it wasn't like they would lynch one black person. They would actually kidnap people throughout the week, send their postcards throughout the week, and people would come from out of town to watch people be lynched en masse. Sometimes up to 12 people would be lynched at once. Next is master bedrooms. And lastly, paramedics. The only reason we have a system that we know today to be paramedics is because black people had no way to get to the hospital and no hospital to get to because it was prohibited. Hospitals was only used for white people. And there was no ambulance, right? So paramedics, the very first paramedics in the country were black.
You see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
So, what's up?
What's up? Struggle is up, brother. Oh, wrestling is up, brother. Salami, eggs, and bacon. My name is Dewey. Oh, ooh, mama say, mama say, mama say. Jenkins.
Nigga, what?
Children. Lance and Whitefeather kept motion-activated Arlo cameras on the children, one in the shed on the 14-year-old boy and 16-year-old girl, and one in a room upstairs with no bed, only a tarp floor that stayed on the 9-year-old girl and 11-year-old boy. The video showed a daily routine of waking up early and being forced to stand with hands on head, unable to change or shower, receiving only peanut butter sandwiches to eat before going back to bed on the floor. In the shed, the teens used a camper toilet, holding a sheet up for each other to shield the other from the camera. Lieutenant Pyle said she first began hearing about this in August before the shed discovery, but testified could never quite get a hold of a CPS worker to follow up.
There was a contact made with a worker once, but there was no further contact to coordinate going and making a visit to the residence together.
The jury saw days of video the Arlo cameras saved, including the moments deputies busted in the door on the shed on October 2nd.
You're okay.
The children were turned over to Child Protective Services, and when Lance and Whitefeather got back with two of the children that night, they were later arrested. But that was just the beginning of their charges and the investigation. On Friday, the jury got an inside look at Whitefeather's cell phone. This included text messages between she and Lance where they referred to the kids as monkeys and pigs. Often Lance would describe physical punishment where he said he, quote, knocked one of them. We saw one text where Lance said, quote, somebody didn't say thank you, and his sandwiches disappeared. We also saw more video from Whitefeather's phone from their time in Washington that also showed yelling and physical abuse from Lance. A finance expert from the West Virginia Fusion Center, Alyssa Ledbetter, also took the stand on Friday. She broke down the adoption payments Whitefeather and Lance received from Minnesota. She said in total of what they analyzed from 2019 to 2023, the two received about $318,000 in adoption support payments, but she testified this didn't tell the whole story.
Because they're actual Africans. They're like actual animal chimps. And they don't care.
30 St. Petersburg, Florida? Does that ring a bell? Oh, checkmate. Damn, it sounds like a library in this bitch. What's going on? You sitting there all quiet like a church mouse, dog. God damn. What was that you were saying? See, I bet you didn't wake up this morning thinking a chip was gonna do that to your ass now, did you?
Now let me ask you another question. Who is Is that you? Don't tell me that's you, big dog. Not like this. You don't look like a to me. Usually are nice people. You look more like a Ryan. You know, Ryans are hateful people. Oh, sorry. My bad. You want a piece?
You're really gonna ruin a 14-year-old's life over Om.TV?
No, don't play the victim. Listen to me carefully, you fucking recessive chromosome. Okay, don't play the victim now. You knew exactly what you was doing.
Back. He's coming back. Super knuckle, belt buckle, banana truffle hitter. It's bad monkeys.
Racist field trip I have ever been on in my fucking life. They took us to a fucking cotton processing place. And there was a big ass cotton field out in the middle of fucking Raymond, Alabama, in the south of Montgomery County. We went there, and me and 28 other little nigglets in Miss Harper's 3rd grade classroom, they took our asses out there in the middle of the fucking August heat and said, hey, y'all, they gave us bags and shit. Like little cute little plastic bags. with a cotton puff person with a smile on his face, and they're like, "Hey, y'all go out there, have fun, pick as much cotton as you want." And so my stupid ass went. You know, I went. My mama signed off on it and didn't think about it, and I went to the fucking field trip. Out there in the field, just having a good old time. We were singing songs and shit in the middle of the motherfucking field, picking goddamn cotton in the middle of the fucking heat. And then, you know, I'm thinking, because it's a field trip, they told us you can pick as much as you want. Hey, you get to keep the fucking cotton. You can keep it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep it. And we go to get back on the bus. They're like, all right, kids, turn your bags in. And they take our asses inside and took all the damn cotton that we had. And then told us to get back on the fucking bus. So me being a little rebel, I took a handful of cotton, stuffed it in my pocket, and went home. Then my mama came when she was doing laundry the next night. She was like, what the fuck, is this cotton in your back pocket? I was like, yeah. Where the hell did you get unprocessed raw cotton from? Well, yesterday on that field trip, they took us to a cotton processing plant, and we got to pick cotton all day long. My mama came to the school, and I swear to God, that shit went down. She locked this woman in a room like, how dare you jive-ass motherfuckers take my kids and all these other ashy little Negroes to a fucking cotton field in the middle of the summer. You fucking soulless bitch. She fucking checked me out of school. I didn't go to school for 3 days behind that shit. She said, I don't want to have to look at that bitch. She was pissed at everybody. Yes, that was the most racist shit I've ever gone through in my life. I didn't even understand what was wrong until the next year. I didn't even understand. I just thought we were just gonna go have some fun in the field. So fuck that shit. That was fucking sharecropping if I ever seen it. Fuck that shit.
Which is funny how almost every foreigner has something to say badly about African Americans. Even Africans sometimes have fucked up shit to say about African Americans, but then everybody comes to America trying to be African American.
And benefit off of our struggle and the work that we put in.
Yeah. And what's really fucked up
are not cultured at all. Stop dick riding. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking y'all niggas. Stop dick riding. Y'all niggas is black. You're black. You're just black.
Just be yourself and hit them with hey. Also, I just bowed the Anarchy hoodie yesterday. Can't wait. Finna resubscribe and a little W female viewer. Big 2 months December 9th.
Thank you so much. Bro, you're just fully American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How was that see you in 30? That wasn't an insult. That was strictly you're black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You're not word. You're not Ghanaian. You're not Dominican. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban. You are American.
I farted so loud.
How could you say that? How could anybody that looks like you come into America and talk about African Americans when they are the ones that have created the foundation for foreigners to come in? The 1964 Civil Rights Bill is the reason why Koreans, Nigerians, Indians, Arabs can come in and open up businesses in black neighborhoods and still disrespect the fucking same people that are putting money in their pockets.
Black Americans are thugs. Bitch, worry about the cartel. Black Americans are thugs. Bitch, worry about the mafia. Black people are thugs. Bitch, worry about the Taliban. Black Americans are thugs. Bitch, worry about your own son. Don't want to piss him off, don't you? Black people are thugs. Man, y'all got so much on y'all plate. I can't even name all the groups, man. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all eyes don't see black Americans going to no other country talking about or giving any opinion on anything, on cartels or anything, but everybody come over here and got the most to say, some shit to say. Fuck y'all opinion, go home.
Pick it back up. Pick it up again. I'll try to get you to learn how to control that. Here.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay, you got it. You got it. We about to let that wheel stop. Hold up. Hold on. Hey, you got it. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Game time. Game time. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. I see that? Yeah. He did that. Yeah. That boy did that.
We're 45 seconds in now. Keep going. Push that. Let's go.
They be like, black people, what are you gonna do when he comes for you? Don't you know that you're next? And we be like, actually, we were first. We are living in dark times. What are you gonna do? What we always done. Take scraps and make chicken wings. They give us pig intestines, we make them into chitlins. We took corn and made cornbread. We took peanuts and made butter. We sang through the darkness. We made genre after genre after genre of music. Everything we touch is hot. Everything we touch turns into gold. We literally built it from the ground up. And here we are, still standing.
We've done a lot for this world. More than anyone will actually know or care to admit. But we've done a lot. And it always not surprises me, but kind of like makes me wonder how whenever we may have something to say, it's never to it's never right enough or good enough for everybody else, even though it was probably never meant for everyone else. Sometimes I think the world looks at us as black people, as black folks, as just the people who entertain us, who make things better. Like that's what you're expected to do. They treat us as still a commodity, but in a different way from back in the day. Instead of building up their economy, now we make sure that they're distracted. And that's not the only job of our people. Or more than that. We've done more than that. But yet and still, it seems like no matter what we do, we always gotta be put at a lower stance compared to everybody else. Even though everybody else wants to be like us. Which confuses me. We're never good enough to sit at the table, but we're good enough to cook the food, make the table and the chairs, serve it as well. Hell, even provide the entertainment, even the venue as well, but never good enough to actually sit at the table. And I think that's what comes down to it. Not the essence of Black history, but like the essence of what it like to be a Black American. To both be loved and hated. To both be understood, but never truly gotten or connected with. To always be known about, but never, you know. Because like some days you wish you can just have the moments of clarity where you feel like you actually belong here, and then you always have a certain reminder like you don't. And it's weird that you don't belong in something that you helped build. How you're an outside or outsider, and always looking on the outside for something that you've been inside for a long time. And I wonder when it will be enough, because I believe most Black folks I know either checked out or found their peace and just stuck with it. But will it be enough when it's all over? Will it be enough when things change? Or will it be enough at the end when you need our help again? I hope this Black History Month will be different, but judging by how the past few weeks have been, probably won't. Either way, hope you enjoyed the special. Hope you, I don't know, you might get it, you might not. But if you made this far, thank you. I appreciate you. And you have yourself a wonderful Black History Month.